It's like there's always a problem, right? Your job is to fix it. You're teaching your clients that way, and that's what they do. They think you're always working.
No one is going to call me say, I want to buy a house within 1 hour.
I love people not believing in me.
Hi everyone, Levon is here with Built in Canada. Thank you for joining us our next episode. So please, before we will start our next show, please subscribe and like. We found that so many people are sharing these episodes and it found like valuable for other people. That's how you can help others to see us and get inspired. So I want to introduce my guest today, business lady, Anissa. Thank you for coming. We will go more in details what you are doing. Let's keep that for now as a secret. First of all, I know that you are super busy, and thank you for finding a time and joining me. And thank you that you are ready to share your experience with other people's. So we want to go back, and that's my first question everyone's I'm asking. When did you came to Canada, or your parents came to the Canada, like your immigration story?
Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here and chat with you and reconnect. We go a bit way back, so
Right.
it's always nice to connect. Um, I'm not gonna date myself, but I will say I came to Canada a while ago when I was 18 years old. I had just finished high school, and I moved here with my parents. I had no idea what to expect, but I had big dreams that
Oh, I see.
one day I will do something with my life. But I had no idea I would be where I am today.
I see. So it's a good point that you mentioned about your goals when you came to Canada. Probably you had some goals vision. So I'll open the secret. So you are a successful lawyer, having your own company in Toronto and serving Toronto GTA.
Yeah.
So back that time, did you see yourself to becoming a lawyer, having your own company? Can you share more about that part when you were having your dreams? It was matching with your dreams and how you realized that that's everything.
Absolutely not. Like, I had no idea I'd be where I am today because my goals were completely different. I wanted to be a doctor and maybe get a job. Coming from immigrant parents, they love stability. So
Nice.
all your life they tell you, find a good job, be stable, have a good salary. My parents were not entrepreneurs. No one in my family was an entrepreneur, so I did not have that early exposure of what it takes to start a business or build a business. I had no idea. In fact, I had vilified every business person. In my teenage mind, every business person was just greedy, money thirsty. I had never seen the side of, the dreamer, the person that the business owner wants to build something.
Right.
And I work with a lot of business owners as clients. Now I'm representing them. And they all have a dream. It's usually not as much about the money as about a legacy and building something meaningful that tells the world who they are.
All right. So it's interesting. You mentioned that you were thinking to become a doctor.
Yeah.
They are not so much close doctor and lawyer to each other. So how that switch happened?
The switch happened as I was growing up and going through undergrad and the courses that I was taking. Although I love science. I love health science, medicine. I studied kinesiology. I started falling in love with the law and understanding how the world works, how the society works. The law touches all aspects of our lives:
All right.
entertainment law,
Mm.
copyright, product liability, real estate, mortgages, health law, anything. So it's so pervasive that with law, you can have interest in anything and be a lawyer
Right.
and do that through your client's work. So that's like very interesting to me because sky's the limit. You can do anything you want. And also you are empowering people. My one of my, how can I say it, things that bothered me growing up as an immigrant. I'm twice immigrant. it was this feeling of powerlessness, that you don't feel that you are the ruling class or the powerful or the people who have a voice. So as an
I see.
immigrant, you're just putting up with a lot of prejudice and disadvantages and trying to make it despite everything. So that to me was, in a way, made me stronger, but also it made me always question, what if I had the advantages that other people have? What could I
It's
be?
interesting.
Right? So that always pushed me to like overcome these
Yeah.
disadvantages. But also I became obsessed with having a voice and having power and empowering people, because power makes you gives you the ability to do things, makes you able to change things for the better, or get things done, right? So whenever you want something done, you go to someone who has power, right? They either have money or they either have influence, connections, and you go to them, right?
Right,
And
right.
sometimes you want to be that
Yeah,
person that
yeah,
you can help others, because
that too.
you sometimes get no from people that to causes or things that are really meaningful to you, and you then say, if I were able to do that, if I had the resources, then I could get this done without needing this person's help.
I see. So that kind of thinking help you to do things that we were thinking that's impossible to do.
Yes, being a lawyer felt like it would give me the tools, it gave me the ability to not only understand the world, but even change the world and help
Wow,
people,
that's strong. Yeah,
right?
that's a strong
Yeah,
point.
so it just became my passion after that. So I applied to law school. I got in. Obviously, I had to go through the LSAT and the application process, but I
You
made
did
it,
it.
and yeah.
It's a good, like, why I'm asking that question. My son wants to become a lawyer,
Oh.
and we have this conversation with him, and there's mention that sometimes they are saying, "Oh, it's so difficult to become a lawyer." Some people at that point they are stopping to dreaming to become a lawyer. It's the same with doctors, right? And also I heard that, oh, even people who was born in Canada, for them it's difficult to become a lawyer or a doctor. How you as an immigrant are even thinking to become a lawyer as or, but what I found that more immigrants or people with the real dreams, they are not stoppable and they are becoming more easy lawyers and doctors
Yeah.
than people who was born. I think it's more about mindset. Did you have
Yeah.
those kind of challenges that someone stop you and say like, look, you are not able to become a lawyer, don't even try?
Absolutely.
And how you handle those kind of things?
Absolutely. Whenever I tell people I want to become a lawyer, don't do it. It's too hard. And exactly that. Even people born here are not, they have a hard time doing that. When I came here, I applied, I didn't speak English, so I had to
Wow.
do my TOEFL test like 6 months after. A lot of people, impossible. You'll never do it. Then I got into every university I applied to. So I've heard, no, you can't do it at every decision I made. I wanted to go to law school, but you're not an argumentative person. You're shy. Because I used to be shy.
No, okay.
I changed, right? I grew. Okay, I said, that's fine. I'll manage, right? So it was my passion. I wanted to do it. I want to start my own firm. You're not that type. Don't do it. At every step of the way, somebody would tell me, don't do it. But
How you were handling that? You're like eliminating those people, or you find your own way how to handle those kind of
yeah.
situations?
So for me, it's my personality that I love people not believing in me,
Oh, okay. So you
because
want
it
to prove them.
just pushes me to work harder and show them,
Oh, okay.
right? So when I was a student in high school, a professor, I was struggling a little bit with calculus. So this professor was like, it's okay, it's not for everyone. I got so upset. I was boiling. So I started studying for calculus like a maniac every single day after school. It was just calculus. And then I became the top student in the high school in the
Wow.
calculus subject. So I learned
So
from
you're
that point that
competitive.
I can do anything if I work hard for it. So every no became a, I'll show you. So I love it. I love when people don't believe in me.
So I found that very common things with people who is building business that no is not acceptable. So those no's, they are not easy. None of them are easy accepting those
Yeah,
around
and
people who are
no
saying no.
is like not yet or not this way. It's
Mm.
for me, it's like, okay, you're saying no, someone else will say yes.
Yeah.
Right? So it's either a redirection or a work a bit harder on yourself. You know, you have to work on something. So, for example, you're making a sales pitch or trying to get a client. Maybe you didn't do it right. So no is okay, get better.
Right.
Right?
It's a
So
learning.
that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like it's just a pathway to yes.
On your pathway to
Yeah.
yes, which other like hard times did you have that you would like to share, and which kind of wins, like you find the better solutions to win those kind of cases?
The challenges I faced were so many that I'll have to write a book one day.
Oh, okay.
But the main ones, they relate to obviously being an immigrant, being a woman. I started with real estate law. It was very male dominated.
That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how I met. And I looked very young at that time too, so I would get underestimated, or people would think that I would I would I would do anything for a case, right? Like I would just, charge very little, or,
Just to win a
or
business.
like cut corners, but I refused to do any of that, right? I wanted to be a good lawyer above everything. And I was okay to not get a client and charge what I think I'm worth,
Right.
than just, charge
Just people
charge
that-
anything just for, because once you get into that habit, there's no bottom. You just, yeah,
It's the same, I
it's
think,
a
in
race
every
to the
business.
bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, the clients, they have to see your value to
But
know
it-
why are they paying, and then they just they will
But
be
when you
happy to
look
pay.
young and you've just started, like, what do you have to show for yourself, right? So they don't believe you. So they come to you. Oh, I come to you because you're young and you're ambitious and you're just starting. So you'll take a case for anything, right? So I had to overcome those challenges. Say no, this is what I'm worth. This is the price. I'm not gonna do it, right? But it took a while to get to that confidence. Like I can't say that I did it right away. Like at first I was taking every case and then I realized they're not worth a headache. Challenge of getting underestimated all the time until finally, now I think everybody trusts me a lot. And yeah, so people try so hard to get a hold of me. But in the beginning, I was always getting underestimated, right? So I had to prove myself. So by doing good work, then people see it and they come to you.
So, okay, that's a good point when we will move to the next chapter of your
Yeah.
life. You build your own business. You got your license or what, like you pass your exams.
Yeah.
You didn't want to work for any company. You decided
Yeah.
to build your own business and compete with the big loan companies in Toronto.
That's crazy.
So that decision, how that came, that was next dream, or like
Yeah.
how I want to understand how that's happening, because when I was thinking to become a real estate agent, everyone was telling they were like 60,000. Back that time it was 50,000.
Yeah.
Now 70,000 real estate agents. You are going to be one of them. But I'm always like, there is a way to prove that I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
I am better than many others, and I can really help people. My
Yeah.
thought that I can help my clients better than someone can do.
Yeah.
So that was helping me to be on top.
Yeah.
So in law, I know it's even big players, it's more difficult. So how you decided to open your own company and to compete with these big guys?
So it started in law school, where I started having ideas about a legacy. Actually, since I was a child, I was always thinking about my legacy. Like, what will be my impact in the world? Like, I'm living my life, but why? Right? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna bring to the world? So I always had that in the back of my mind. So when I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a doctor without borders. Like, I wanted to be part of the doctors that really help those who need it the most. And with law, I started seeing that big law firms were charging a lot of money. They were inefficient, because I worked for other law firms before, and there were some things that I didn't like, or how junior lawyers were treated, or the hierarchy that sometimes is at play, and that you do things often when you work at a firm for the optics of it or for the politics. I like to focus on the work. Like I want to do good work, and I don't want to have to worry about if I'm making my coworker look bad because they're doing less work, or if I'm pleasing the boss by staying late, but even though I finished my work, I'm just sitting here so I can show that I'm staying late. So there was a lot of that at that time, which I didn't like. I'm very efficient with my work. I work really hard. I work fast, and I want to be able to maximize my time. And I wanted to do things differently at the firm, but you're limited because
They have some rules.
the partners decide how the firm is run, right? Or what people they hire. A lot of people that work at firms that I would work with, I didn't think they were
doing the right way. So your
they
way
were
is a different way.
competent,
Yeah.
right? Or they were wasting time, or they were appearing busy, but they weren't. So during law school, obviously I focused on the theory of law, but I was also, during the summers, I was working for a law firm. So I was seeing this problem. And also I was doing really well. So I was getting really good feedback on my work. So I got that confidence that I can do this. I can learn how to do this. Right after article and opportunity presented, someone said, I have an office space. You can use it, and I can send you some work.
So easy.
I'm like, this is a sign. I gotta take this. So I said, I'll start quietly and I'll just work and see how it goes. I'll give it 1 year. And if after 1 year I don't like it, then I can work somewhere else. So that's what I did. But I got so busy so quickly, and I started growing so fast, and I started loving what I was doing in my firm and my clients, and the aspect of just growing a business, running a business, setting the vision, the branding, how you want to do things. It's just the freedom of it. Like I can just serve the client. I don't have to worry about my boss if they think my work is good or not. As long as I'm going straight to the source, which is the client. So that was very fulfilling, and I'm here now, almost 9 years later.
So 9 years, but I believe like you were saying that you like to do like practicing law, but when you're opening your own business, my first guest in this podcast, he's a dentist.
Yeah.
He opened his own clinic, and that's the same question when I asked you like what you want to like more, to be dentist, because running a company and being a lawyer, it's a two different persons. So now you are hiring, firing, like I don't know, there is no paper in a printer. I don't. There are so many things around marketing. You have to put different kind of hats except the lawyer hat. So in this case, you are meeting new challenges. How you are handling that, and like which one you like more?
That's a really good question. It shows like you know business owners really well. It was challenging at first to marry the two sides, because at one point I'm just driving around couriering documents because it was just me in the beginning, and the next I'm arguing for a case. So I was telling myself, I studied so hard, and I'm here in line at the bank to certify a check. You know, is this really the best use of my time? But I told myself, keep in mind the bigger picture. You're building a firm, so you got to do this now in the beginning, and then you're gonna get help. Other people will do this. And it takes a lot of time running a business. So about 50% of the time, sometimes more, is just admin. Just run, to do accounting, reconciliations, manage the trust account, we have a lot of liability as lawyers. So we have a regulatory body that watches closely everything we do. The paperwork had to be impeccable. And then I started growing the team. So I had to mentor, I had to hire, sometimes fire, handle any conflicts between them. So it took a lot of time, and I won't lie, some aspects of it I didn't love. Like there are parts where, as you said, the printer is broken. Everybody's like, the printer is broken. You have to fix the printer, and you're spending an hour on the phone with the IT to deal with something that's firm-wide. So it's not all but you don't have to love all aspects of your job to love what you do or what you're building. It just comes with it, right? It's just the price you have to pay to build something. You know, it's I do love being a lawyer, and I wish sometimes I had all the time to just write arguments and represent clients, but I wouldn't be able to work at the firm that I love, right? Every morning I wake up, and I have never, since I started the firm, been, I don't want to go to work today.
That's my
It's
question.
always been like I'm just getting up and going to work, and it feels so natural, and I love going there. I love, because I choose the people I work with. I choose my environment, from the
Work to do.
decor, everything. It's
Right.
me, right? So it's like my second home, and I love it. So if I have to do the admin stuff, and if I have to take away from the lawyer aspect, which I love, to have this, to build something, then I'll do it.
So you are enjoying whatever you are doing.
Yes, it's like you can't enjoy
of the
every
business.
aspect
Yeah.
of your work, even in life, right? Like we
Right.
work and then we go on vacation, or like even when you have a baby, like the pregnancy may be hard. You know, it's painful, the childbirth, but the baby is worth it,
Yeah.
right? So it's the same
Result.
with the business. Like
I see.
it's you keep in mind the vision and why you're doing it, and you can have 10 hard years where you're not seeing the light, and you're struggling, and you're building, and you're questioning why you're doing all this, and you're dealing with difficult clients, unappreciated people, or like even business networks that business contacts that are not loyal. Like one time you have it and you're cruising, and next time they're abandoning you, right? So you have to constantly build your network and be out there and be on guard all the time. So it's a bit like survival mode. But one day it may just,
It's there.
turn around. You might just be an overnight success
Yeah.
after 10 years.
Okay, so my question is, I think the answer is clear, but I have to ask, have you ever thought not to do this?
Yes.
Like, okay, it was good that I will work for someone without thinking all these other things. I'll just practice law and that's it.
Every week
Every
I have
week.
a moment like, why am I doing this? But it's just a thought. It's like this escapist feeling that we all have sometimes. Why am I doing this? But it never lasts. It's always, I know why I'm doing this, so I stick with it. But running a business is not, it's not for everyone. So
Right.
we're not here to convince people that are not cut out for this or not made for this to start a business, run a business. It's for people who want it, for people who are made for it, because you have to have the ability to take risks, to handle pressure. I handle so much pressure, and sometimes people will ask me, how do you sleep at night?
Like how you are handling, like, is there any tips that would you like to share?
You have to be solution focused. So if there is a problem, I don't dwell on the problem. I'm not like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Right.
There's a problem. It's like, there's always a problem, right? Your job is to fix it.
All right.
So you focus on the solution, you talk to the right people, you figure it out, and it's in the solving of the problems that the joy of the work,
Yeah, the result is
it comes. Because we work because we have to solve problems, right? At every job, you're solving some type of problem. So if you panic on every problem, then what really are you doing? Like you're not at work to have fun, right? I mean, you can have fun through the building and the process of being productive, but you really are there to solve someone else's problem. So maybe it's natural, I don't know, but I have the ability to remain calm under pressure, focus on the solution, and maybe after I've solved it, I can go home, have a glass of wine, and be like, wow, and just think about it and maybe worry about it. But in the moment, it's all about finding the solution and thinking, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like we're alive. We're here. There are, someone will help to figure this out. For example, like if you have to reach out to other parties to solve something, or if you have to figure it out yourself, there is always a solution to everything.
You just
It's
need to.
It's not life and death.
You mentioned that. Thank you. You mentioned that solution we'll find. We'll go home. We'll have a glass of wine. I want to go back to to talk about. I know that you have kids,
Yes.
family. It's not always you are going home and having a glass of wine.
That's true.
That's a part of the businesswoman. So how you are managing home, business, law business is not just a
Yeah.
business altogether. Would you share your schedule? How's your day starting? How you are how you are handling? Because I know that energy is the number one thing in a body, that you have to have that much energy. And
Yeah.
mostly it's coming from the first part of the day, how you are starting your day. So would you share your day, how you are starting, what's helping you to have that energy, and how you are winning the day?
Sure. So I start by being woken up by the baby, at least lately, as he's 9 months old. So he's quite a joy to be
Yeah.
around. But he wakes me up very early. So in the morning, I take care of him, and then after, when the grandparents come in, I start taking care of myself. I get ready for work. I do eat healthy to give myself energy, and I'm a coffee addict. So without
Okay.
coffee, there's no talking. Then I go to the office, and I completely focus there on everything that needs to be done. I prioritize a lot of my tasks. So I handle the most priority things, and then I delegate everything that's low priority or that is not as important. And when I'm finished with a day, well, the work never finishes, but at some point I'll have to say, okay, I'm going home now to my child. I'm not in the mood that I'm going home to relax. I'm going home to see my baby.
Okay.
Right? So I go home and he's so excited to see me. That gives me a renewed energy for the
So
next three,
baby's
4
energy.
hours that I'm gonna be spending with him. So I
Yeah.
play with him, I feed him, I change him. Then when I put him to bed, which is usually around 7 p.m., he sleeps through the night, so that's very
That's good.
good. Then I can relax with a glass of wine or
Nice.
read a book, and then I do it all over again.
How you are separating business and personal life is never happening when, let's say, 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., you are getting phone and someone is asking some
Yeah.
questions, and it's not the right time to answer this question, but you have to. How you are separating that part?
In the beginning, I wasn't very good at separating business from personal life. So I was answering calls at every hour of the day because client came first, even on weekends. Then it became unsustainable because then you grow, you have a lot of clients, you cannot do that. And also, what kind of service can you provide when you're out with your family and a client is asking
Yeah.
a legal question? What kind of opinion can you provide? And it's also not as professional. So eventually I started putting clear boundaries. So after 6 p.m., I don't deal with any work stuff. If someone has anything urgent, I will let them know. So I will text them, I'll tell, oh,
Yeah.
don't worry, we got this, we'll deal with this in the morning. Because the truth of the matter is, what can you do at 7 p.m.?
All right. Nothing.
Right? Like, you're not the police department, you're not
Right.
the emergency services, so anything can wait because the banks open, the government, all the offices open at 9 a.m. So I will explain to the client, don't worry, we'll do this first thing in the morning. So a lot of people have learned now, a lot of my clients have learned that I have these boundaries and they don't bother me after hours. There are some clients that are long-term clients that I've been representing since the beginning that I will answer on the weekends, but they're usually pretty good at communicating and knowing what's urgent and what's not. So I'm very selective with my time, because if I burn out, then there is no firm to run and I will not be a good lawyer. So I need that family time. I need that personal time to recharge for the next day. So I keep very clear boundaries.
That's a good point.
And honestly, it's made my service better, and my clients do not mind at all.
No.
Like, it's because it's how you teach them. I see a lot of business owners, especially with real estate agents or mortgage brokers. They're always answering calls, always with their clients.
That's a good thing.
And then they come to me and then it's like, I can't do it. Like, they're so unreasonable. I have no life. Because you're
right.
teaching your clients that way, and that's what they do. They think you're always working, but
you are right. So I have a friend, he's a doctor in the hospital, so we went together to gym, And when we were coming out from the the change, we were ready to go to
Yeah.
do some weights, and he saw my phone with on my hand. Like, why did you take your phone? I'm like, I have to answer if someone will call. And it's like, dude, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, and I'm not taking phone with me. So what's going to be
Like,
happen with
really
your
let him
clients if you will not take your phone with you for the next 1 hour or two, right? And then that changed my mindset. Okay, there is no one is going to call me, say, I want to buy a house within a 1 hour. Let's do it now, or something else like this. They can't wait. So it changed.
That's very true.
Thank you very much for your time, Anissa. And I think in the future we'll talk again and again. And I believe that people who watch this and they are like really need that getting inspired, because so many believes that I have a family, I cannot do this. I am like an immigrant, I cannot do this. I don't know English, I cannot do this. And this is a proof that everything is possible. So never give up, just keep going, and you are a live example. And if someone for the mentoring reason or asking some questions, you want to connect with Anissa, I believe Anissa is always happy to answer those questions. You can connect to us. We will keep that phone number and we will pass to Anissa, and then we will go from there. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming. I know that you are super busy mom, super busy businesswoman. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Levon. It was truly a pleasure.
Thank you.